Hello and welcome back to Tuesdays with the Disability Policy for All. It's a YouTube series where I talk about issues that matter to my friends with disability in plain language. I'm so excited to be back with you all. I'm the host, Liz Weintraub from AUCD. On today's episode, we have Carol Pagan, who is the president of the AUCD Board of Directors. She is also the director of the Puerto Rico UCED University Centers for Excellence in Disability, or what we call a UCED. Before we get started, I will visually describe myself, and Kel, you can do the same for our audience. I'm a short white woman with black hair, with glasses with bluish rim and a polka dot with a blue shirt on. So Carol, can you describe yourself?
Good morning, Liz. It's an honor to be here with you this morning. I am Carol Salas, the Puerto Rico UCED director. I'm a Caucasian woman, Latino woman with brown long hair. I'm wearing glasses and I have a cream shirt, long sleeve cream shirt on.
Thank you, Carol. Let's jump into the first question. What are your goals for AUCD as the president for this year?
Thank you, Liz. So as you know, it's the first time a territory representative is the president of the AUCD board. So I'm very honored to be the first Latina woman to lead the AUCD board. So I wanted it, being a representative of a territory and being a woman and being Latino, I want to make sure that we continue to work on everything that has to do with equity and inclusion. As you know, a lot of work has been made, a lot of progress has been made towards assuring equity in different aspects of our network. Tawara Goodman started and she was the predecessor, and she has been working long through our network to make sure we always keep on the path of achieving equity. So that is one of my priorities, that we keep on working, building up our capacity as a network based on the work already Tawara started. Also, I think being a territory and having been on the FEMA National Advisory Council representing people with disabilities and our network, I think emergency response is a theme that I want to make sure that we are working on, right? Because, you know, when emergency happens, people with disabilities are usually left behind, and that is a no-go, that is unacceptable. So we are working to make sure that our network is leveraged, not only with FEMA, but with everything that has to do with emergency response and recovery efforts and preparedness. And the last thing I want to achieve or start working on is revisiting the strategic map of our association. As you know, we have a strategic map that is our goal of achievements, but it hasn't been revised in a few years. So I think it's a good time, especially now after COVID. Things have changed a lot And I think we really need to look at our path ahead and make sure that our strategic map, right, the map that we want to follow on, reflects the current situation and reflects the diversity that we have right now in our network.
Thank you, Carol. And I'm really, I forgot to mention this, but I'm really excited that you, as someone from a territory, is the president of the board, because I think, as one of my favorite phrases is all means all, and I worry that the territory hasn't always been included, and I'm not just saying that because of AUCD, or we're talking about AUCD, but I don't think it's bigger than AUCD. It's a country. I worry about being in part of the United States and what the territories can do and can't do. Part of the if the United States says it's for everyone, then the territories are included in that too. And that goes into my next question. In the spirit of all means all, how do you think the country can help the territories?
Liz, I think the best way the country can help the territories is doing what you just said. Never forgetting that we are US citizens and that all means all, right? So on behalf of that, I think making sure we are always present at every table, at every discussion, that especially at the policy level, that every initiative at the policy level is written, that makes sure that it includes the word territory and tribal nations, right? A lot of bills, projects, opportunities get written, but sometimes they forget to write the phrase states, territories, and tribal nations, right? So we get excluded from a lot of benefits. We get excluded from a lot of good policies that could really impact positively the lives of people with disabilities and the life of Puerto Ricans and the life of people with US citizens that live in the territories in general.
For the benefit of our audience, and myself, can you tell me what's the difference between a territory and a tribal nation?
Yes, the territories are Commonwealth or colonies or that we are part of the US. You are US citizens. We are part of the US, but we are not considered state. We are not a state, right? The tribal nations, we're talking about native people in the states. So there are a lot of native American native communities and nations that are within the states. Also that they have their own governance, but they are in the states.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Considering Puerto Rico is a territory, in what way are people with disability treated the same or differently as people with disability who live in the States?
Thank you for that question, Liz. So when in Puerto Rico as the territory, if you are a person with a disability, you live in Puerto Rico, you won't have access to benefits that are available to you if you move to any states. For example, Puerto Ricans with disabilities don't get SSI. We don't have that benefit. Our Medicaid program has a cap. So in different from the states, Puerto Rico only gets some sort of amount of money for a period of time to subside our Medicaid program, right? In the States, it doesn't work like that. It depends on the waivers and it depends on the needs of the people with disabilities in the States and of the.
You're breaking up.
I'm sorry. Am I back?
Yes.
So in being a territory, we don't have that benefit. We don't have SSI. We have a Medicaid cap that we don't have the SNAP program. We don't have the same benefits that if we move to a state. So for example, if you're a person with a disability living in Puerto Rico, you won't get the benefits. But if you move to Florida, to New York, to Texas, you will be able to get more services and those benefits. So being a territory and living here in the island, being a Puerto Rican and living in the island prevents people with disabilities of having better communities, home-based programs and benefits for them.
Thank you. And when you were saying cap for the benefit of our audience, what do you mean by a cap?
Yes, that means that it's not infinite. It's like you get $20. That's it. For example, this is all you get. If you're Puerto Rico, you will get $20 to cover all your medical expenses. But in New York, it depends on your needs. You will be getting recurrent funds. In Puerto Rico, it doesn't work like that. We just get an amount of money to cover what we can when we can. So that means it's capped. We cannot ask for more money. Like if we have more needs, we cannot ask for more money. It's not permitted for us.
You were breaking up, but I think I got most of it.
Sorry. This is part of the effects of all the hurricanes and the instability of services here in the island. Our power and energy is very unstable. Also our internet services. So sorry for that.
Well, thank you. That's part of the, I think, part of being all means all. Things are not stable for people who live in the islands, and thus we need to be working on that.
Thank you. Yes.
And I have gotten so much out of this. I really appreciate all your work as the president of the board, as well as an advocate for people with disability on the island. I hope everyone has learned so much as well. Have a great day, and I look forward to the next Tuesdays with Disability Policy for All next month. Thanks again, Carol, for your time, and bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.